Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. I have been working today. It's nice out. We've had an extended stretch of good weather here. So I've been working on stuff outside. I just posted our property. That's an every year thing. With hunting the way it is, you always need to have that stuff kind of squared away. People really don't respect other people's property. That's just the way it is. But what I wanted to mention in this video here, it's something that I've noticed more and more lately. Practical information on the different social media platforms really isn't popular. And how can I put this? Hype and more current events type information will always get more views than actual solid practical information. That's just the nature of the beast. And if you want a really super popular prepping channel, you really got to cater to kind of the current stuff and more topics that gets people's attention. Learning how to route your sewer in the case of an SHTF isn't really that popular. And I found that out recently here. I did a video showing how to route a sewer if you have municipal sewage to, if there is some type of event where there could be possibilities for backups, I basically provided some solutions to that, and I did get some feedback. A couple of my subscribers said, hey, we're plumbers and we would do it this way, which I factored all that information back into the things that I'm doing here. I learned from my subscribers and my viewers just as much as they learn stuff from me, and that's sort of the give and take of a really good community as far as I'm concerned on social media. But there are really, really big channels. That's how they get their views. That's how they get their clicks, is because they're constantly, sort of hyping up different situations that are going on either in the country or around the globe. And that's how you get massive views on YouTube and stuff. And I'm not really about that. I want to provide solutions to problems that I potentially either see or have ran into myself, things that could take place during a massive SHTF event. And recently I have noticed where there's been a lot of people putting videos out either on, because I listen to all channels. I listen to stuff I agree with. I listen to stuff I don't agree with. I listen to big. I listen to small. Whatever I can find, I'm constantly absorbing information and analyzing it and seeing if any of that applies to me or if it's just fluff that's out there. And that's why I really wanted to mention and really wanted to do a separate video on it. You really need to vet the information that you're picking up when it comes to preparedness, especially if you're going to depend on that information. You really need to vet that for your own situation, and you need to look at the information that's being provided on these social media platforms to see if that stuff is actually correct for you and your situation. And, if somebody's endorsing a certain piece of gear, get your hands on that piece of gear, see if it's, applicable to you, if it's something that will work for you, if it's something that, other people are selling or something. Take a step back and say, well, are they just trying to sell this to make a buck, or is this actually a decent piece of gear? And over the years, there are certain channels that I have come accustomed to when they have given out information on, let's say, gear. I kind of trust what they say. I've tested the water, so to speak. I have, maybe purchased that knife or purchased that piece of gear and then kind of put it through the paces to see if it works. And that is how I go about kind of checking my stuff. I always want to have when it comes to any information, anything like that, I really want to test that stuff out. And now that I've been in this game a really long time, I have went through and tested a lot of stuff. So now when I'm watching videos, especially new videos and stuff in newer channels, I can tell right away if that information is good or bad. And the longer that you kind of test the water, so to speak, you will become really good at picking out what's good information and what isn't. Somebody will mention something in a video and you're like, wait a minute, I never thought of that before. That's, a different angle that I could look at this particular situation. Then you go out on your own and you explore that stuff. It's really not, the way I'm doing this here is really not a lazy way of, trying to gain information. I really take the initiative, and I try to go out and sort of, I guess it's just my personality to a certain extent. I believe in a strong offense. A strong offense, get out there and sort of attack the problem and go from there. That is the way that I look at stuff. But now that I've been doing this for a really long time, I can, when I watch like a bag video or somebody's given some, information, a gear that they carry or whatever, I can look at that and say, hey man, that's way off base and way off kilter. And I don't really want to like jump on other people's channels, and I don't want to say, hey, I don't really agree with what you're saying there for different reasons, because I don't know the people's motivation. Are they just trying to get clicks? Are they trying to make money? Or are they genuinely trying to help with what they feel is good information, and they just haven't really figured it out yet? Because I've noticed that with a lot of YouTube channels, especially new ones, boy, they're gung-ho. They want to jump right in there, and they want to throw information out, and they got things that are floating around in their mind. They want to put that stuff out. But enthusiasm really doesn't take the place of skill, so to speak. So you have to, look at all that stuff. Somebody that's really enthusiastic about the information that they're putting out, they got really cool, thumbnails, and they got intros and outros and all that other stuff. Just because they have all that kind of stuff dialed in and tuned in to get the clicks and to get people to click on their channel and view, that doesn't necessarily mean that information is 100% and is good. Sort of like a plastic sandwich that looks really, really good in a picture, but you wouldn't want to pick that sandwich up and take a bite out of it because it's a prop, basically. So that is some stuff that people really need to look at when they're absorbing this content on these social media platforms. Always take what people say and then go out and test it and vet it for yourself. And always, I like to see people using their gear, using their equipment. Say, hey, we planted a garden. This is how we did it. I want to see their garden. I want to see how they actually did it. I don't want to necessarily just hear them talk about it 100%. I like to see a little bit of, visual information. And like I said, that's not necessarily because I always have to have visual information, but it's showing me that content creator is going the extra mile and putting out something that's a little bit, because people can talk on a phone all day long and post stuff up on YouTube and the social media platforms. But, when people are showing different things, how they go about different things, when they're out and about, that shows that they're taking a little bit extra. They're going the extra mile to show what they know and how they apply stuff. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. Appreciate all my subscribers out there. I hope you guys always get some information and some entertainment out of my videos here. Just wanted to cover this here because it's something I've been seeing more and more lately. I don't want to poo-poo anybody that's out there trying to help people, but I do want people who are, learning and stuff to always test the waters. Anyway, appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one.